So I said on my previous video, one thing that I'm very interested to find out more about in Germany is the Autobahn. Obviously being from the UK, I know of the Autobahn. In my basic understanding, it's a huge highway that has no speed limit, and although it doesn't have a speed limit, it is known to work very well. I don't know how if it would work in the UK with the standard of driving, but what I wanted to do today is find out more about it, and this video here is called Why Germany's Autobahn Has No Speed Limit. So let's check this one out and yeah, we can find out more about it.
Where speed limits don't exist. You can drive as fast as you want with no risk of punishment. No flashing blue lights, no speeding tickets, just complete speed freedom. But this road has a dark history. And that freedom may not last much longer. So where is this road? Is it safe? And can you really drive as fast as you like? Welcome to Explained.
Yeah, tell me in the comments, have you ever driven on there? What's the highest speed you've driven on there? But yeah, for me, like, I think as long as you're responsible, I think the thing is most adults or sensible adults are responsible people. They'll know not to overdo it. They'll know just to drive properly and respect the road. That's why I think in Germany, I think people probably have that maturity. I think in some other countries, like here in Malaysia, people are very crazy drivers, very lacking in responsibility. And sometimes it can be quite scary even on normal roads. So I can understand why it works in Germany, maybe it wouldn't work in other countries.
Across Germany, you'll find the Autobahn, the German highway system that literally translates as automobile track. It's over 13,000 kilometers long,
Wow,
and there's absolutely no speed limit. Whatever speed the car is capable of is legal. The fastest speed ever recorded on the Autobahn was all the way back in 1938. Rudolf Cacciolo drove a V12 Mercedes-Benz W125 at a ridiculous 435.5 kilometers per hour.
How?
In more recent times on the
Like a
Autobahn,
rocket ship?
RUF R-Turbo has been clocked at 335 kilometers per hour. A Bugatti Veyron reached 352 kilometers per hour, and a Porsche 9FF G-Turbo 850 hit a ridiculous 380 kilometers per hour.
But I guess these are under controlled situation or in controlled situations and done for the purpose of actually testing how fast these cars can go on this road. I guess this is not just normal people joyriding or driving very fast.
And while the record has never been broken, mainly due to the Autobahn being slightly busier now than it was way back before the war.
Oh, yeah. That is amazing. 210, 215.
Yes.
I just had an orgasm. Did you have an orgasm?
That doesn't mean you won't see blazing speeds. You'll find videos all over the internet
That
of
looks
Bugattis.
insane, man. Like, look at the speed of that.
You'll find videos all over the internet of
That's almost
Bugattis,
scary.
Porsches, Ferraris and more flying down the German highways. But while this idea may excite petrol heads everywhere, the German Autobahn has a dark history. In 1932, the first ever unofficial piece of the Autobahn was created. The A555 connected Cologne and Bonn and had no speed limits. It was known as the Diplomats Raceway. Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany in 1933 and saw the potential that a vast highway system had. As World War II raged on, photos were released of happy, healthy Aryan workers building the Autobahn alongside their Führer. In reality, all the able-bodied workers were either on the front line or in the factories. And the creation of the Autobahn during the war was left up to forced workers and concentration camps.
Wow. I never knew that. That's actually, I guess when they mention dark history, that is about as dark as it can get. It's crazy that war sometimes creates these situations. I think when they talk about World War II specifically, they say that actually a lot of things that happened in World War II with regards to technological advancement, actually war in these sort of situations can actually push countries to advance technologically. So I don't know if this is a situation where that actually occurred, or if it's just a sad situation.
Nowadays, the German Autobahn is one of the longest highway systems in the world.
That looks
why
almost
doesn't it have a speed
irresponsible
limit?
driving.
Put simply, it's never had one. And it's never needed one. But is it safe? Per capita, traffic-related deaths in Germany are one of the lowest in the world, with just 3.7 deaths per 100,000. That's around 70% less than the United States, who has strict speed limits throughout the country. So is faster safer?
I don't know if it's specifically faster is safer, but what I said before, I think it's being responsible and being a mature driver is what actually affects those figures. I feel definitely, just as someone who has little knowledge, but just as an outsider thinking about it, I would imagine that German drivers, as I said, are very mature and responsible in comparison to most other countries. Maybe that's the main reason.
Probably not. While the Autobahn is freedom for driving fast, it's not freedom for tailgating.
And that's a problem.
Drivers who ride the
Malaysia.
bumper of the car in front risk a €375 fine and the possibility of losing their license for 3 months. It's also tougher to get a driving license in Germany. And while drivers are free to put their foot down on the Autobahn, studies show that the average speed on a 6-lane stretch is still only 142 kilometers per hour. It's also important to note that not all of the Autobahn is speed limit free. Sectors in urban areas or under repair, as well as accident-prone portions of the highway, will generally have a 130 km per hour speed limit. And just because there's no speed limits does not mean the drivers have no responsibility. As the speed increases, so does a driver's liability if there's a crash. Courts in Germany have ruled that an ideal driver will not go faster than 130 km per hour. Once you exceed that speed, the responsibility of the driver increases with it.
See, things like that is just very sensible. That just makes sense. Like, yes, there may be no speed limit, but how you'll be punished or how you'll be given a fine is relevant to the speed you're driving. So it actually encourages people to take a more safe speed when they're driving. That's very sensible.
Anytime a serious crash happens due to fast speeds, the pressure to bring in the limits increases.
Well, really just knocked that one
In
out of the way.
2003, a Mercedes test driver was jailed for just 18 months after being found guilty of manslaughter. Rolf Fischer's aggressive driving caused a young mother to panic and lose control of her car. She died alongside her 2-year-old daughter. According to a recent poll, 60% of Germans actually support the idea of a limit on the Autobahn, with just 38% saying there should be no limit whatsoever.
Tell me in the comments what you think. Do you support it? Do you support a speed limit or not? Just tell me in the comments.
Even the German king of speed, Sebastian Vettel, is in favour of an Autobahn speed limit, saying it is a no-brainer. But it's not just because of safety fears that's driving Germans to favour restrictions.
The thing is, if you have speed limits, people are still going to sometimes just drive too fast. I'm probably sure it's the same here in Malaysia. There is a speed limit, but the speed that people drive at is almost as if there is no speed limit. People just drive how fast they want to drive. So it might have some effect, but it might not be completely positive, or it might not have that much of an effect.
Introducing a speed limit could save 2 million tonnes of fuel every year. This is not just an important climate goal, but also would help reduce Germany's reliance on Russian oil. But what do you think? Should the Autobahn stay a place of freedom for speed lovers? Or is it time for change?
Ja.
Let us know what you think. And make sure to like and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, so you can tell me what you think in the comments. For me, I don't really know enough. I've never driven there to actually know. I think a speed limit, whether they have it or not, I think people will still just drive responsibly in Germany. It's different in other countries, as I mentioned. Here in Asia, especially in Southeast Asia, the driving can leave a lot to be desired. It can be quite crazy, to put it that way. And you know, whether they raise speed limits, take them away, people are still going to drive crazily, dangerously. I think it starts with like education when they're in driving school and that sort of thing, and learning how to drive responsibly. So I'm not sure it would have that much of an effect. I think people in Germany for this instance would just be still responsible on the most part. Tell me what you think about it as well. Tell me some interesting things about the Autobahn. And yeah, thanks for watching.